So today we're going to go into my book. This is my little diary that I keep of all of my favorite things all year long. And so we're going to talk about the things that I used. They may not be brand new things in the year, but they were things that I reached for a lot and loved in the year of 2017. I tried really hard to make sure that none of them were discontinued or something that you couldn't get your hands on. And I also threw out anything that I said last year, even though I may very well still love it. My first category is going to start with sunscreen. This is a chemical sunscreen. It has an SPF of 70 and it works really well underneath my makeup. So I love this for using under my makeup. The next one is the Drunk Elephant Umbra Sheer Physical Daily Defense and also the Josie Maran. These are both physical sunscreens and I wear these when I'm not wearing makeup. I will just put on one of these two. Both of them I feel like make my skin look really nice, and so yeah, I like these too. The next step when I get ready then would be primer for my face. And the primer, I'm sorry, I just could not have three. So here's the ones I liked. This one is like, oh, I love this thing. So this is Lancome's La Base. It's a silicone primer and we are at the stage right now where I'm having to pull this out and scrape. I don't know what it is about this particular silicone primer that is so awesome, but this will make your makeup look so fantastic, I promise you. The next one is another Becca. Last year was Becca Backlight, and I still use and love that. But this year I bought and loved the First Light Primer. I think this primer, the smell of it gets you. I really do. I think that it does a good job, of course, on your skin, but there's the smell of this just really wakes me up and gets me going, and love it. It's beautiful, and I'm not gonna lie to you, because I have both, I oftentimes mix them. The next one is by Maybelline. This one here is sort of like a lotion consistency. It kind of reminds me in that way of the Wet n Wild, and it spreads out like a lotion, but somewhere in there turns into something else. This one is the Blur and Smooth. So it's number 100. They have them in other, like they have a Blur and Radiance. I've not tried those though, but I do like this one here by Maybelline. I can't not mention this. I'm sorry. That puts me over my 3, but it is the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. And you guys have heard me talk about this before. It's like a paste consistency. But if you have some pores that are really big, some wrinkles that you want to fill in, kind of like this stuff here does a really good job. Do make sure that you give it time to set before you go in with your anything else. But a lot of days I will put this on and nothing else. I would just pack that on and go with no foundation at all. I think it makes your face look airbrushed. After I prime my face, I prime my eyes. So this one here is what I'm working through right now. I really do like it. It's the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion Anti-Aging. Almost needing another one now is the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. And I don't have my third one here because I used it all up, and I promised to myself no more buying these primers and stuff until you use up what you have. So the next one would be the Milani eyeshadow, and as I said, I don't have that in my possession, but as soon as I've used these up, I will probably repurchase this and get the Milani again. So those are my 3. After that, I begin either my eyeshadow or my foundation. Most of the time, unless I just know the eyeshadow is going to fall out everywhere, I will start with my foundation next. Any foundation that I get and love is going to be a foundation like this one, where it's a light to medium coverage. So if you are looking for a full coverage, you're not going to hear about it here. I don't like full coverage foundations. So it's going to be dewy and radiant. It's going to be lightweight to medium coverage, and it's going to have to perform and give me a look like this one would. The first one is going to be this. This is the Clinique, but even better makeup. Has an SPF of 15, and I wear mine in the shade 03 Ivory. The next one is going to be this DiorSkin Airflash foundation, and I wear it in the shade 200. I can't believe that I actually even tried this, but I'm so glad I did. So what happened was I went over, I'm like, oh my gosh, everybody keeps talking about this Dior foundation. Not this one, but the other one. I don't remember the name, I'll put it there. And everybody kept talking about how much they loved it, so I thought I would too. It's matte foundation. I don't like matte foundation. So I took it back, and they said, hey, well, then why don't you try this one? And I went, no. That's a spray foundation. You know how fast I'll go through that? But they talked me into it. It is 2.3 fluid ounces. The way I found that this works the best is shake it up, just like you're spray painting your face, right? And then you spray this on a brush. Now, I like to use it with my Artiste brush. And I spray that on there, and then I go all over my face, and oh my gosh. Talk about the best skin ever. This is like your skin if you had perfect skin. That's what this does. And oh, I don't know why I've never given the brand Maybelline a try with their foundations, because I do like their concealers. But I did give this one a try. It does not come in a bottle like this with a pump. I put it in a bottle like this with a pump because I don't like foundations that come in bottles without pumps. So this is an airless pump that I put this in. Now, this is the Maybelline Fit Me, and I wear it in the shade Ivory, 115 Ivory. This is a beautiful foundation. I got the kind that's luminous. They have one that's matte. This one is the one that's luminous, and every time I wear this foundation, people tell me, your skin looks really beautiful. So, way to go, Maybelline. I don't consider CC or BB creams to be foundation, so this one here sits all by itself. And I wanted to mention it because before I had mentioned the Pixie by Petra. And this is an illumination tint and a concealer on the end. And I would wear this on days I didn't want to get all dolled up, but wanted a little something something on my face. But I have to tell you that I really like this. So I've been leaning more toward the Rimmel BB Cream Radiance 9-in-1 Skin Perfecting Super Makeup. It has a sunscreen of 20, an SPF of 20, and this is a BB cream. It looks gorgeous on your skin. Let me just put some right there. Now, this is a medium, but thank goodness it doesn't. It spreads out and looks just fine on my skin. But there you go. This is just really pretty, and I really like that. So I don't consider that a foundation. So the rest of my makeup gets put on using brushes. So this category now is going to go to 3 brush brands that I really liked in 2017. I have 2 brushes by this brand, and the reason that I only have 2 is because they are so expensive. This one here is the Tom Ford 05. It's the bronzer brush. It gets used every single day. I think it's probably the most expensive brush I own. I use it every day. It puts on product like nothing that you can imagine, and I don't think it was a bad expense for something that you use every single day. Wow, I love this. So soft. And then there's this. You guys have seen me use this in tutorials before, and this was a present to me from my friend Kristen Game, and it is so fabulous. This Tom Ford blending brush is, I cannot even describe to you how this thing, it's like, comes to a point, it's stiff yet soft, blends like a dream. If you really want to splurge on a nice blending brush, this is one. This year for my birthday, I asked my husband to get me the Zoeva Rose Gold Eye Brush Set. Oh, I love these brushes. You guys see me using them all the time. My favorite brush in the line, if you just want to try one, get the 228 blending brush. I love this thing. I can't even describe to you the way the Zoeva brushes feel in your hand. This brush feels like a wand. It's lightweight, perfectly balanced, and I love doing crease work with this brush. Now, is this brush like the Tom Ford one? No. Two totally different animals, but I use the Zoeva brush more than I use the Tom Ford. Why? Because this one costs a bunch of money and I don't want to wear this brush out. Quite frankly, that's it, because this is a really nice goat hair brush and I don't want to wash my goat hair brushes that much, right? The Zoeva bristles are different. Okay? They're a mixture, they're a blend. So I can wash these brushes every day, and I do. I wash them about 3 times a week. I wash these brushes. So they're still holding up perfect. I highly recommend Zoeva brushes, and I will buy another set. Hopefully this year I'll get more. Wet n Wild came out with a brush set for $30. This was a Walgreens exclusive, but they do have these brushes individually in rose gold on their website, and it's a permanent addition. Now, I love these soft brushes too, and I use them. As you can tell, there's a few in here that are dirty, even though I just washed them 2 days ago, because that tells you something right there. If I just washed all these brushes 2 days ago and there are some are already dirty, then that tells you that I use these brushes a lot, right? And they've held up very well for me. I love this blush one, but I used a Chikuhodo today, so this isn't dirty, but I do reach for this a lot. This I contour with. This is the powder brush. Sometimes I do use it to do blush. What you're seeing on there is blush that I blended out. So these brushes are really good. I like them. They get washed all the time, and they've not shed on me. And they're super soft, and they're by Wet n Wild. And I want a concealer that's lightweight. I want it to conceal, but yet not be cakey or get in my fine lines and wrinkles. Who would? But at our age of 50 plus, I think that's even more important. So my first choice I reach for is this, the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. I love this stuff, just like I love the foundation that goes with it. Don't let the name fool you though. Pro Glow, it doesn't mean it's going to be all radiant underneath there. You just pat it in. I just put it right here in the corner and then just pat. Boom. Done. Holds up all day, doesn't get in my fine lines and wrinkles, and I love this stuff. My next one I love for the same reasons, and that would be this concealer by Rimmel. Rimmel makes this perfect match, or match perfection, I guess they call it. And I like to highlight and conceal with it. There is a brush on the end of it, and so you just squeeze it up, and more often than not I squeeze it onto another brush. But it's really lightweight. For less money, I can get 2 of these. I can get one that's light like this to highlight with, and I can get another one that is the actual shade and go up underneath my eye with it. And then my last one is, and this I just can't seem to get away from, MAC Pro Longwear. I will probably always have a bottle of MAC Pro Longwear around. Next I'm going to talk about powder. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Rimmel Stay Matte. Now, I use this a lot for going over and setting the primer that's on my eyes. I use that almost all the time. I either grab this or Wet n Wild's eyeshadow called Brulee. So I use that quite a bit for that. Next is this one. This one here is super great. I love this stuff. It's really lightweight. And this one is fair. But I think they might have it in translucent too. But I like to set underneath my eyes with it, and then I take a little brush, like that Wet n Wild brush that I showed you, or my Wayne Goss brush, and I'll get it on there, tap it off, and just lightly dust all over my face with the Maybelline Loose Finishing Powder. It's the Fit Me. And my last powder, this goes with me everywhere in my purse, and I had forgotten how much I love this powder. It's Lancome's Duo Finish. So this powder is fantastic. So you can use it wet or you can use it dry. Now, the only thing I don't like about it is the smell. Okay, it's got a 1930-old lady smell to it, but the finish on it is gorgeous. Now, I've not wore it wet. Sometimes I would take a brush in here. More often than not, as you can see, I just use this little compact that comes with it, but it does also come with a thicker sponge that you can get wet and come in and wear it as a foundation. But I just tap into here and just press. That's all you have to do. Just press. And your pores go away, and it gives you this beautiful finish. Now, I know I like to be luminous, but, you know, midday, this stuff here works like a dream. If you have never tried Lancome's Dual Intensity Powder, I insist that you give it a try.
Ho, 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 what do you want for Christmas, boys and girls? What a broad spectrum. It's broad. It's a broad. Broad spectrum. It's a broad spectrum sunscreen. Yeah. Claire, fair. Fair, Claire, Claire, fair. Claire, 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 Claire. Look at that Dee Dee. Dee Dee, gravy. Good gravy, gang. I'm not game, am I? Yes, I am game. I'm game for this foundation. What? Love you so much. And I do want to go. Get it together, Mary. I don't know what all of these are doing down in my business, but I don't know why you insist on holding these brushes in your lap like it's a cat. They're not pets. You don't need them in your lap. Just get them out of your lap and then they'll stop falling on the floor. That scared me. I just hit my goal on my Fitbit and it went off. It vibrates on your arm. So obviously if that scares you, it's something that doesn't happen very often. So I don't meet my goals very often. It is probably the most expensive bus. It's a bus. This is a bus. The wheels on the bus go whoosh, 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 whoosh. Yeah, this is a bus. This is my Tom Ford bus. The bristles on the bus go. The bristles on the brush go. The Zoya line is good as stop dropping him. Why did you have to hold the whole setup anyway?